Hello again, everyone, from the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage. You are looking at the bed surface of the white brand Model 568, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to thread the machine, but first we're going to put a new needle in, and this is of course because the needle this machine came with only came with half a needle. It was snapped off, and I am installing an Oregon brand size 14. That will show for you. Yes, size 14. Um, it is 15 by 1. It also says HA by 1 for those of you who may not always recognize. Okay. One thing to note, your manual should show you this, but just in case, and I've got a close-up here for you guys so you can see. So many vintage sewing machines, with the exception of only a few Singer models, from what I call the vintage era, they typically thread from the left to the right. Okay, so whenever you are threading a needle, and your thread has a certain direction, the opposite of the side that's being threaded is. See if I can get this up here. And in this light, you may be able to see this. So remember that the shaft of the needle is shaped like the letter D, capital D. And it is round as I turn it, and then as soon as I turn it, you should see this. That's the flat side. It only has one flat side. And you want that flat side, if I can hold this still for you, you want that flat side to face toward the right because it's going to be threaded from the left. So I'm going to come over here. I'm loosening my thumb screw, and I am going to get ready to insert the needle. Now, what can happen is that needle can turn around in your hands when you're, even if you don't have a camera in front of your face like I do. So you're going to have to keep a watch on this, because if it rolls around, you may not know. And then when you can't get the needle properly threaded, it could be very frustrating. You think, what is going on here? So I'm going to, and there is a way to make sure that you haven't managed to slip and get the needle in a different position. So I'm going to, there we go. Sometimes you have to get your thumb screw loose enough so that the needle will come up, and make sure the needle goes all the way up. And hold it. The needle will hit a point where it'll stop, like this one just did. There's not much to see here other than my thumb. And then you want to snug, but hold the needle. Don't let go of it. And then snug up your thumb screw, because if you let go, the needle could slip down, and that's going to throw off the timing, and you're going to have problems. Now, if you're not sure, you say, well, I think I got the flat side to the right, like you just said there, Miss Sewing Machine dude. If you want to sort of go back behind yourself, come over on the left side of the needle. You should feel the groove. Remember that groove is only on one side. The flat side is on the right, in this case, and then the groove is always on the other side of the flat side of the needle. That was a mouthful. But anyway, your flat side, if whatever way your flat side is facing, the opposite should have that groove. And the groove is only going to be felt on one side. The rest of the needle is round and smooth. That should, in theory, be how we do this. So that is the installation of the needle for the white 568. And to be honest, most vintage sewing machines, this does not really change until we get into, I think, some of the European companies like Bernina were one of the first to start creating machines where the needle goes with the flat side to the back, and you thread them front to back, which is, I think, a clever improvement. In any case, most vintage sewing machines are going to thread from the left to the right, and that's going to be true until we get into the 70s. And by that time, there are always going to be exceptions, but most machines are threading front to back at that point. So if you are used to threading a sewing machine like one of the newer models from front to back, and you try to do that on this machine, it's not clear if you can get the needle to go in that way, but if you can, and you try to thread it that way, it is not going to work for you. So if you have done that and you think, what is going on with my machine? It's not the machine. Sorry, but that's how that goes sometimes. Okay, so again, that is how you install the needle on the white 568. Next video, I will show you the threading of the machine, because you got to get your needle installed before you can fully thread the machine and get it ready for sewing. So I will see you all in the next video.